Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd switch it up a little bit and do a K-pop iceberg. There's been a couple of these done before, but they cover a more general view of K-pop. So I thought I'd make it more specific and cover details about specific groups, grouping them by entertainment company, starting with SM, which has probably undoubtedly the most stuff going on with it. I will be making at least 2 parts for this video, with a compilation video with corrections and added entries uploaded later once all the parts are out. So feel free to comment any SM lore that I might have missed, because there are some groups that I both don't know a whole lot about and struggle to research for, especially FX. I'm sorry that there's not much going on with them here, at least in this video. So let's get right into it. Sooman is the founder and former CEO of SM Entertainment. He was born on June 8, 1952, and got his start in the entertainment industry by debuting as a member of the band April and May in 1972. Later in life, he was a part of other groups and worked as a radio DJ and TV show host, but is most known for founding SM Entertainment. In 1989, he founded SM Studio, which was later renamed to SM Entertainment in 1995. This was the first modern K-pop company. He got inspiration for the trainee system from the Japanese idol industry, where the practice of recruiting potential artists and training them in many entertainment skills was established by Johnny Kitagawa, founder of the company Johnnie & Associates. There's a whole lot of sketchy stuff with that company and that guy itself, but we're not going to get into that today. SM debuted their first group HOT in 1996 and was soon followed by SES, Shinee, and BoA. Other notable SM artists include TVXQ, shinee, Girls' Generation, EXO, Red Velvet, NCT, aespa, riize, Super M, and Got the Beat. As mentioned in the previous entry, Super M and Got the Beat are a collection of powerhouse artists from other SM groups, Super M being the boy group and Got the Beat being the girl group. Someone who is not into NCT may look at the number of members and think it's ridiculous to have that many. However, the unit system of the group breaks things down into more reasonable numbers. NCT is one group with various subunits. NCT 127 is the original fixed group and is the Korean group of NCT. The name represents the longitude of Seoul, the capital of South Korea. They have an experimental sound and are often known for their noisy music, though they do have other sounds in their B-sides. NCT Dream was supposed to be the group for minors who would later graduate and join other units. The inspiration for this was from Japanese idol groups like AKB48 that had rotating lineups. However, this system stopped in 2020 due to fans' request, as the fan bases for K-pop groups and Japanese idol groups are different and do not cope well with their favorite members leaving the group. wayv is the Chinese unit and have a darker, more mature sound overall. NCT Dojaejang consists of 3 NCT 127 members, Jaehyun, Doyoung, and Jungwoo. They have released 1 mini-album as of the recording of this video, and it is unclear whether they will release more music, though there is a strong chance of this as they have a whole Instagram page for them. NCT Wish is the Japanese unit and was the final unit to be added to NCT. Finally, NCT U is the unit that brings all the units together. Each song they release is a random selection of members that best fit the song. Red Velvet generally have 2 concepts, the Red concept, which is bright and cute, and the Velvet concept, which is dark and mature. SM is known for their unique experimental sound and for starting many common aspects of the K-pop industry, such as the trainee system as mentioned previously. SM Station is a project where an SM artist releases a digital single. In the early days of the project, a song would be released every Friday starting on February 3rd, 2016, with Rain by Taeyeon. The types of music released through SM Stations is very broad. It could be similar to an artist's regular release, a collab, or sometimes a remake of an older song, such as aespa's Dreams Come True, which is the remake of an SES song. This eventually stopped being an every Friday thing, but smaller sub-projects would still follow the Friday schedule for a shorter amount of time, such as SM Station X 4 Loves for Winter and Our Beloved BoA. Lee Sung-soo, who is Lee Sooman's nephew, and Tak Young-jun were co-CEOs of SM Entertainment from 2020 to 2023. Tak Young-jun briefly stepped down from this position but became co-CEO again with Jang Chul-hyuk, who was appointed on March 27, 2024. Lee Sung-soo and Tak Young-jun are most known for their role in SM 3.0, which will be discussed in a later tier. These three are the most recent heads of SM. Yeri was not present in Red Velvet's first two singles and was added for their first mini-album, Ice Cream Cake. She was officially introduced as a member on March 10, 2015. It has never been confirmed why Yeri didn't debut with Red Velvet and why she joined when she did. One of the common theories is that SM thought she was too young, as she would have been 15 at the time, with the next youngest member, Joy, being 17. Some may argue that SM had debuted other idols like Boa, Taemin, and Crystal even younger than that, so it wouldn't make sense for Yeri to be their one exception. However, Yeri wasn't as close in age to the rest of the members of the group, so the theory goes that in waiting for her, they would be able to try more mature concepts earlier in their career. This theory isn't very strong in my opinion, as happiness wasn't a mature concept and would have suited Yeri perfectly fine. There could have definitely been concern with the Velvet concept, though the only Velvet release they had before Yeri was Be Natural, which was not an official comeback. Another popular theory is that Yeri was planned to debut with Red Velvet, but they were pushed to debut to cover up a scandal. More on that in another tier, and she just wasn't ready. So instead of waiting for her to join another group when she'd be much older, they just gave her some time to develop and added her back into Red Velvet. One indication that Yeri was indeed planned to be in the group from the beginning is that she can be seen briefly in the Happiness music video. However, she is not the only trainee seen there, so it's hard to say if it really meant something. The SM Halloween Party is a yearly event that is known for SM artists' extravagant costumes. It started out as a simple company party, but grew to its size in part by shinee. In 2013, while other artists would show up in everyday clothes, shinee had detailed Halloween costumes. Lee Sooman then decided that future parties should include costumes. After that, the event became bigger and bigger. Nowadays, the party includes a live-streamed red carpet where fans can see all of the costumes. Sungchan and Shotaro of riize were NCT members without a fixed unit. They joined NCT for the release of NCT 2020. Sungchan notably featured in 90s Love and Shotaro featured in Make-A-Wish. One of his Make-A-Wish fancams has been one of the most viewed NCT fancams of all time. From 2021 to 2022, they participated in NCT content but didn't have much going on musically because without a unit, they would have to wait for an NCT-U release, which only happens every year or two. Sungtaro performed at SM Town Live 2022, SMCU Express, with 3 SM rookies, Sohei, Yeonsuk, and Sunghan. Then, in late 2022, a reality program called Welcome to NCT Universe aired, where Sungchan and Shotaro introduced SM rookies, including the 3 they performed with earlier in the year, to the life of NCT. These 5, and potentially a few other trainees, were believed to become part of a new fixed unit. On February 3, 2023, SM announced that NCT Tokyo would be debuting at the end of the year. It was soon confirmed that this would be Sungtaro's unit. However, suddenly on May 24, 2023, SM announced that Sungchan and Shotaro would be leaving NCT to join their new boy group, later to be known as riize. Yeonsuk and Sunghan, who were also thought to be joining NCT Tokyo, were also confirmed to be joining riize instead. Sohei had suffered a back injury and had to return to his home country, Japan. As for the fate of NCT Tokyo, later known as NCT New Team, and finally NCT Wish, the group would be formed by the survival show NCT Universe, La Start, which premiered in July of 2023. SM Rookies is a team of trainees preparing to debut under SM. When introduced to the public, these trainees are often close to being ready to debut or plan to debut in the near future. 29 of the 35 SM rookies who were introduced from 2013 to 2023 did indeed debut. The trainees would be promoted through posting covers of songs, featuring on other artists' songs, singing OSTs, concerts, and even featuring on TV shows. On April 17, 2011, At the Angel Price Music Festival, while performing Run Devil Run, a man came up on stage and tried to drag Taeyeon off. Thankfully, Oh Tae-jun and the security on that side of the stage were able to stop him. The event has been criticized for negligence for allowing the man to get this close to the girls. As previously stated, Sunghan debuted as a member of riize, but quickly found himself in multiple controversies. On August 28, 2023, a photo of Sunghan with his girlfriend surfaced, which caused outrage from some fans. There are types of fans that get upset at their faves dating, but to actually see evidence of it was next level to them. Then, on October 10, 2023, a screenshot of an Instagram live with Sunghan and a girl who seemed to be his girlfriend, and another account, was shared to his fans' KakaoTalk group chat. The user who sent the photo claimed that he still did these private live streams after his debut. What's most surprising about this is the fact that only 4 people were watching the stream, which means that it's likely one of Sunghan's friends who betrayed him. Shortly after, on November 16th, another Instagram live was leaked, but this time with Sooman of TXT. In it, Sunghan joked about Sooman's emceeing role. The controversy comes in when he mentions Yunchae from Le Sserafim, who was Sooman's co-MC at the time. Mistranslations and missing pieces of context made it seem like they were making fun of Yunchae. To top it all off, the clip ends with Sooman flipping Sunghan off with his middle toe. On November 19th, photos and videos of Sunghan smoking were posted. Lastly, there were claims about his personality, made by alleged former friends of him. They say he would trash talk others, drink and smoke on Instagram lives, and act like a player. While these are all not the most serious allegations, the hate he received was quite intense. The fans sent the good old protest trucks, and they sure worked. On November 21st, 2023, he was put on hiatus and seemingly erased from all group content despite not giving any indication that he is leaving riize. Fans of Sunghan were most upset when the full version of Siren was released without his parts. It is unknown if he will ever return to the group or if he will quietly leave the company. All we can do now is wait and see. Red Velvet, without Joy present due to scheduling conflicts, performed in Pyongyang as part of the Spring is Coming concert on April 1, 2018. The purpose of the event was to help ease tensions between North and South Korea. They performed Red Flavor and Bad Boy with underwhelming reactions from the crowd. However, Yuri said that they actually clapped louder for them than she expected. They should have performed Happiness. That song is literally made for communists. It's also alleged that their performance was cut out of the North Korean news report on it, and only the part where they shake hands with Kim Jong-un is left in. SM's first boy group, HOT, was a big rival of DSP's boy group, Sexkeys. HOT fans, called White Angels, and Sexkeys fans, Yelkeys/Yellow Keys, would physically fight each other. One time, J-Duck from Sexkeys said that a fan came up to him and said she fought 3 HOT fans and won. He says he remembers the girl bleeding. The irony of it all is that J-Duck and Tony from HOT were roommates at one point. SM Town Live is a concert tour that features SM artists. The first SM Town Live was hosted in Seoul on August 15, 2008, and included performances from Girls' Generation, shinee, BoA, TVXQ, and Super Junior, among others. Including the stops in Shanghai and Bangkok, the tour had 110,000 in attendance. SM Town went on 3 other world tours in 2010, 2012 to 2013, and 2014 to 2015, with the 2012 to 2013 tour amassing 556,000 in attendance. On January 1, 2021, a live online concert called SM Town Live Culture Humanity was held, and this online format was repeated the following year for the first concert of SMCU Express. Into the New World is Girls' Generation's debut song. Being such an integral song to the history of the nation's girl group, it has always been popular. It regained substantial interest, though, in Korea in 2016, after a video of it being sung at a protest at Ewha Women's University went viral. Since then, the song has been associated with solidarity and hope for the future. It has been played or sung at various protests in Korea and even in Hong Kong and Thailand. On October 20th, 2020, an anonymous user made a post claiming that she was a stylist for an unnamed individual who verbally berated her. She also says she was warned about this happening from other staff. The end of the post has #psycho and #monster, which are titles of Red Velvet songs. Irene specifically was believed to be this person, as the monster hashtag narrows it down to the subunit of Irene and Silgi. It was also discovered that this account deleted a post complimenting Irene and Silgi and posts recommending Red Velvet songs. Other notable people in the industry had liked the post, which increased its validity. There were other industry insiders that defended her, but the overall opinion was that Irene was guilty. SM issued a statement ensuring that the issue had been cleared up between the two parties. Irene also came forward and apologized for her actions on Instagram. Irene was on hiatus for a while, but returned to the group eventually. Superstar SM Town is a rhythm game developed by Dalcomsoft, which features SM songs. There are other games in the Superstart series for different companies and artists. The original plan for NCT Dream was that the members would graduate and leave the unit once they turned 20 in Korean age, 19 in international age, in order to keep a young and fresh concept. As Mark is the oldest, he graduated first and left the group on December 31st, 2018. The rest of NCT Dream released 3 singles and the mini-album We Boom. Fans and the members themselves were devastated at Mark's departure. The threat of other members leaving grew closer and closer every day. Due to persistent backlash, SM announced that NCT Dream would abolish the graduation system and Mark would return after the release of their 4th mini-album, Reload. While Girls' Generation received pretty decent success prior to 2009, G propelled them into superstardom. G earned number ones on many charts and eventually won the number 1 song of 2009 on the KBS Music Bank chart. The widespread love of the song and its recognizable colorful skinny jeans look was dubbed G Syndrome. The lyrics of Neurotic by TVXQ were deemed too sexual, namely in the line, "I got you under my skin." The line can also be interpreted as a reference to drug use. The song was labeled as explicit for these reasons. A clean version was made where the line, "under my skin," is changed to "under my sky." However, SM claimed that the lyrics were not indicating anything provocative at all and fought it in court and won. The Youth Protection Committee, who made the argument in the first place, disagreed with the ruling and stood firm in their stance. In my research, I was unable to find if this means that the album is still labeled as explicit or not, because some broadcast covers of this song still sing "Under My Sky." Pretty self-explanatory. Here's some photos of them together. Girls' Generation have unfortunately been victim to a few black oceans, but the most infamous and worst one was at the 2008 Dream concert. This was shortly after they had debuted, but were already being attacked, solely because they were an SM girl group and therefore must be close with fans' favorite boy groups. The audience kept their light sticks off for the entire 10 minutes of the performance, and is quite dystopian to see. In this video, people can be heard chanting Wonder Girls, a rival group at the time. It's said that this wasn't even done by Wonder Girls fans, but TVXQ and Super Junior fans, who, as previously mentioned, hated Girls' Generation. In another video, there's a girl holding a banner that says silence. There's also stories of people hitting other fans who actually did want to turn on their light sticks. Still, despite how awful the crowd was, the girls performed cheerfully. On November 4th, 2018, for Mickey's 90th Spectacular, celebrating the 90th anniversary of the character Mickey Mouse, NCT 127 performed Regular with none other than Mickey Mouse. Mickey himself even tweeted about struggling to keep up with the members. Looks like he won't be joining the lineup anytime soon. On September 30th, 2014, Jessica announced on Weibo that she had been told to leave the group. SM Entertainment then claimed she quit rather than they kicked her out. It's also stated that the reason she left was due to scheduling conflicts between her Girls' Generation activities and her solo activities. While trying to make this work, they claim she went ahead and established her fashion brand, Blanc, in August and chose to prioritize that over Girls' Generation, thus leaving the group. Jessica denied this though and continued to argue that she was asked to leave by not only the company, but the other members of Girls' Generation. She also claimed that SM allowed her to go through with the business plans, and the members even supported her through it, before suddenly changing their stance in September, where they told her either to quit the business or leave the group. Because of the contract she signed with a business partner, there was no way she could leave the business in that short amount of time, so the answer was clear. With the greatly differing stories from both sides, it's hard to tell what's true. Fans have speculated over the years, but we may never know what exactly happened. While rehearsing her solo performance at the venue of the 2019 SBS Gayo Daejin, Wendy fell off a 2.5-meter stage. She broke her wrist, cheekbone, and hip. It was Solar of Mamamoo who found her and got her help. The incident was likely caused by the event organizers' negligence of not properly marking the area where it was unsafe. Wendy was out of group activities and partially returned in August 2020 for a group performance. Netizens were then surprised at her changed look and made negative comments about her, as if she didn't just break her face. Some still make comments about it to this day. A small disclaimer for this part: NCT are legal adults and can do whatever they want, and the fact of the matter is that tons of adults, especially in Korea, smoke, so this shouldn't be a huge surprise to anyone. I am in no way shaming them or anyone else who smokes. Due to smoking materials being seen in the background of content, photos taken by sasaengs, and incidents accidentally being caught on camera, it is widely known that many members of NCT likely smoke or vape. The only confirmed smoker, however, is Haechan. He was seen in the back of a dance practice behind-the-scenes video for Be There For Me, vaping. He faced great backlash for this and was fined for vaping indoors. SM quickly issued an apology. The NCT smoker line is a popular inside joke among the fandom. On his way back from fellow Super Junior member Donghae's father's funeral in 2006, he unfortunately got into a car crash. His leg was severely injured from this. After this, he tried to participate in Super Junior's choreography for years, even if just a little, but eventually the pain became too much for him. As a result, he doesn't dance with the group anymore, but participates vocally. Over the years, fans have criticized Heechul for having small dance roles or none at all, ignorant of the facts of his accident. The capitalistic hellhole that is the collection of photo cards started way back with their inclusion in Girls' Generation's O album in 2010. SM made sure to make Red Velvet's debut memorable, but for all the wrong reasons. There's a section in the music video where a bunch of images are collaged together around shots of the girls. In one shot, there's a stack of newspapers with headlines about the atomic bombing of Japan in World War II and uses a derogatory term for Japanese people. Another shot shows photos from 9/11. The music video director claimed that they didn't have malicious intent and rather just used random photos to create the collage style. SM took down the video though and re-uploaded an edited version of it. SM Classics is a sub-label of SM that primarily releases orchestral versions of SM songs. It was formed in 2020 in collaboration with the Seoul Philharmonic Orchestra with the intent of bringing more appreciation of different genres of music to the Korean public. So far, they have released arrangements of songs such as Red Flavor, Hello Future, Feel My Rhythm, Black Mamba, Golden Age, Sherlock, and Make-A-Wish, although not all are available on streaming services. Min Hee-jin, the current CEO of Adore, maybe you know her, maybe you don't, previously worked at SM. She was hired in 2002 as a graphic designer, but was later promoted to creative director. She is responsible for a lot of concepts, visuals, and overall branding of groups such as Girls' Generation, shinee, FX, Red Velvet, and EXO. One of her most beloved works is the art film for FX's Pink Tape album, which wasn't even part of her main job. It was more of a passion project. Some fans of SM groups have said that the concepts for groups such as EXO and NCT have fallen off since she left the company. As part of a highlight series for SHINee's Sherlock album, a video of Jonghyun singing a part of the chorus of Sherlock was uploaded to the SM YouTube channel on March 15, 2012. In recent years, it has become a meme among K-pop fans. Some even say he seems a little curious. Oh, I'm curious. The SM culture universe is SM's storyline that continues through most of their groups, mainly aespa and NCT. Lee Sung-soo said in 2020 that Red Velvet, EXO, and even Super Junior are part of this universe as well, though I'm not sure if we've seen any concrete proof of this yet. Red Velvet definitely have some sort of storyline, but it feels more self-contained than the other ones. The idea for the SMCU was actually in development since 2004, but wasn't able to come to proper fruition until 2020 with the debut of aespa. EXO used to have their own aespa-like superhero storyline, but was abandoned after some time. It is speculated aespa's lore is a rehashing of EXO's. The concept of Kwangya is the most known part of the SMCU. The word itself means wilderness in Korean, but in the SMCU it describes a virtual world. This concept is used primarily in aespa's lore, but mentions of Kwangya and other terms, locations, characters, and themes are notable in NCT lyrics too. One such example of this is a butterfly on a train seen at the end of NCTU's Make-A-Wish music video, which is continued into a scene of aespa's Black Mamba. Outside of aespa, many fans of SM groups don't like the idea of this overarching story. Some say it feels forced and restricts creativity of their music. If NCT can't make ho-anthems because it doesn't fit into the lore, tell me where the NCT brand will be. Kai didn't actually intend on auditioning for SM at the time, and planned on going to school to study ballet. The audition date for SM was even the same day as his interview for the school. Thankfully, his dad bribed him with a Nintendo console if he passed, and he did, though he wouldn't become a trainee until a few years later due to his young age. Dad. We love Kai's dad. Lucifer by Shinee was the first dance practice video to gain substantial popularity. Dance practices have been around longer than this, but weren't as official or as regular of an occurrence to be considered the start of the trend. The dance practice for Oh by Girls' Generation is the first one publicly available on the SM YouTube channel, but Lucifer has over 13 million more views than it, amassing 23 million views. Lucas was a member of wayv, but was found in controversy in 2021 regarding cheating, extortion, gaslighting, and SA. A Korean user made a post on Twitter claiming to be the ex of Lucas. She said that he would leech off her for things such as food, hotels, and cigarettes, and that he cheated on her. Some people believe that this is the Lucas Sasang direct kill, though there is no proof of this connection other than some schedule overlaps. A second user came forward on Weibo with similar accusations. Some unique things included in her post were claims that he refused to have protected sex when she asked him to, and general emphasis on him being selfish. A third user made her own post on Weibo along the same lines as the previous ones. Things to note in this post is claims that Lucas badmouthed other NCT members, was doing bad financially, and shared various screenshots and photo evidence. There are errors in the screenshot timing, which is not something that can be excused by general typos, but obviously proof that this photo is edited. However, this does not mean that the entire statement is false. The original Twitter user then made a second statement where she states that they broke up in 2019 when Lucas was stressed from busy schedules, and includes the fun detail that the Moonwalk music video filming was delayed because a member kept making choreography mistakes. Given the speculation of the authenticity of this post, the inclusion of this unnecessary detail makes it seem like an anti-fan could be posting this for the sake of tearing down wayv. Why else would they include a detail that a member was struggling with choreography? There's also a point where OP says that before he came to SM, Lucas fought his friend's bullies, who turned out to be gangsters. Apparently Lucas was so good at fighting that they invited him to the gang. However, the most alarming point made in this post is that OP didn't want to be intimate because of her period, but Lucas insisted they did. Finally, a fourth person came forward on Weibo as an ex of Lucas. There were some quote-unquote debunking posts, but they didn't catch on widely. Most of the debunking involved schedule inconsistencies and Photoshop and audio editing claims. It's important to note that even if a post has areas that seem unreliable, that doesn't mean that the entire post is fake. It's possible sprinkles of misinformation were included to make the story more sensational. This can go the other way around as well, with credible posts not including the entire truth. Please don't harass people for their views on this situation in the comments. Discussion about the situation is fine, but I will be deleting any comments that are mean to others just because of their opinions. Lucas and SM posted a general apology, and the release of his special single with Hendery, Jalapeno, was suspended and is basically lost media now. Lucas went on hiatus starting in August of 2021. He posted on Instagram occasionally during this time, but no statements from SM were made until May 10th, 2023, where they finally confirmed that Lucas would leave wayv and NCT. On February 24th, 2024, a short two-part documentary about Lucas since the incident was released on Lucas's YouTube channel. It was met with generally negative reactions. Some people were happy to see him back and sad that he seemed to have a hard time because of the accusations, and others took it as a pathetic attempt to clear his name. There is a point where Lucas apologizes for causing trouble, which was mostly assumed to be a confession of guilt. Some fans interpreted it as him apologizing for exposing sasaengs in 2021. Which they assume angered the sasaengs and drove them to create the fabricated posts about his personal life. Lucas debuted solo under SM on April 1st, 2024, with the title song Renegade, and was met with mixed reactions, mainly due to the scandal rather than the music itself. From what I understand, there was likely a boycott. Many stores that stocked his album were asked to stop selling it. Overall, SM has been criticized for how they handled the situation. They waited too long before giving their first statement, didn't try to defend him at all, which is especially concerning if he was innocent or if many of the claims were false, and left fans in the dark for almost 2 years. As for Lucas now, his career doesn't seem like it'll be very successful, as the music video for Renegade is barely over 1 million views, and I couldn't find any fan cams from this era to put in this section, which is an indication that his fanbase is extremely small, for an SM artist, that is. Scream Records is an SM sublabel responsible for making remixes of SM artists' songs and releasing their own original songs. The most notable artists who are under Scream Records is Hyo and Raiden. In 2009, Jaejung, Yuchun, and Junsu of TVXQ went to court to investigate their 13-year-long contracts that they claimed restricted them excessively, unfairly took their profits, and pushed them to work through health issues. The court ruled in favor of the members, and the three would later have their contracts terminated. As a result, in 2010, it was ruled by the South Korean Fair Trade Commission that an entertainment contract can be no longer than 7 years. The three former TVXQ members formed a group called JYJ under CJES Entertainment that same year. It did get worse than 13 years though, as No Min-woo of Trax claimed he had a 17-year-long contract, which he took to court in 2015, but ultimately lost. SM has a concerning amount of lawsuits, especially ones dealing with Chinese members of their groups. The first to leave was Han Geng of Super Junior. He filed a lawsuit on December 21, 2009 for the same reasons that JYJ did. Chris Wu of EXO filed a lawsuit to terminate his contract on May 15, 2014 for the reasons of unfair treatment, followed by Luhan and Tao within the next year. Due to the amount of SM lawsuits being with Chinese artists, it does seem like they treat them differently than their artists of different nationalities. Freaky Handshake is a short film starring Mark and Johnny about a freaky handshake that causes them to switch bodies. It was released as part of an episode of Johnny's Communication Center.
Handshake.
Oh yeah, the handshake.
Yeah.
Do you think we gotta do it one more time for us to go back?
Yo, you're so smart. You're a genius.
Shut up! This is serious.
This is in reference to the theory that every time a scandal happens in SM, Red Velvet is rushed to make a comeback in order to distract from the situation. This conspiracy began even with their debut, as there were signs that the debut was rushed, seemingly to cover up other SM scandals. Some even say that the controversial World War II and 9/11 references in the Happiness music video were put there deliberately for this purpose. On a livestream in 2018, Taemin once said that he used to eat crayons and ants, all while smiling and laughing about it.
개미도 먹었었어요.
야, 여러 가지를 많이 먹었네.
네, 그러니까 이게 모르게 어렸을 때 버릇이었는데. 아무튼 크레파스에 미안해요.
Just before their debut, a photo of Sohee surfaced that some people alleged to be taken at a hunting bar. a place known for its style of hookup culture where men have more authority to quote-unquote choose women they spend time with. In situations where they get rejected, awful incidents have been known to occur. This caused quite the controversy for someone who hasn't even debuted yet, but it seems that fans have moved past this considering riize's popularity. On their way to Music Bank in 2008, the group got into a minor car accident. Luckily, there were no injuries, but the group was really shaken up. If this was for a different schedule they were going to, they likely could have called in and cancelled, but skipping a music show could have changed the trajectory of their career. There's a rule that if an artist misses a scheduled appearance, they will be banned from appearing on any music show for the next year. Even after their accident, the traffic was so bad that they wouldn't be able to make it in time, so they ran on foot to the venue and had to go on stage right away. They even won, and to no surprise, cried at the announcement after all they went through that day. While wayv is an NCT unit, they are not called NCT Vision, which in fact was supposed to be their group name. The reason for the change is Chinese laws against Korean influence, which may include restrictions on Korean branding. In order to safely promote in China, the NCT was dropped from their name. This is also the same reason their fandom name isn't just N-Citizens. Thankfully, the dual label system, Label V plus SM, allows them to stay in NCT and also promote in China. In the summer of 2017, while promoting We Young, fans sensed tension between Haechan and Mark. It all started with a few photos at the airport where the two looked upset, though there wasn't any context. The main piece of evidence is a Geno fancam taken at their concert in Jeju where Haechan and Mark can be seen in the beginning arguing. Then a part in the choreography where Haechan puts his hand on Mark's shoulder didn't happen. Nearly 4 years later, the group talked about the whole controversy, and Haechan clarified that for that performance specifically, Haechan thought they were performing Trigger the Fever, where Haechan is center, and Mark told him that they were actually performing We Young first, and that they needed to change positions. He went on to say that the hand thing was all improvised and never an actual part of the choreography. While it's debunked that they didn't have an on-stage fight, it's still likely that at some point there were off-stage arguments, though maybe not in relation to these pieces of evidence. In the last entry, I said that Mark and Haechan could have possibly fought off-stage, but it's definitely true that they did have some beef as trainees. There's a story about how Mark went to get ice cream from the convenience store without getting permission, and ran into Haechan with a manager at the same place. In one video, Mark says that Haechan taught him many things, such as anger, which is concerning. At one point, Haechan got on Mark's nerves so much that he wanted to leave the company, but thankfully they are on good terms now. In 2010, Changmin of TVXQ was seen at Yuno's Michael Jackson tribute concert with what seemed to be a woman, sparking dating rumors. The woman turned out to be Mino of SHINee, who just happened to have long hair at the time. In a video taken at the Korea-China Song Festival on December 2nd, 2010, Jessica can be seen looking very uncomfortable standing next to the vice president of SBS, who seems to be a little too close to her. She whispers to Hyoyeon and swaps spots with Jessica. SM released a statement days later claiming that the rumors were not true. They took down most videos of the incident. On May 21st, 2021, Yangyang revealed in an Instagram live that in their trainee days, there was a time where he, Hendery, Lucas, Jungwoo, Sungchan, and Kun decided to put coke into a water dispenser that was in their practice room. Hendery later shared a video of the incident in a Weibo post.
5, 6, 7.
While it's known that aespa's music is very lore-heavy, I don't think many people fully understand what the lore actually is, myself included. In the SMCU, everyone has an I, which is a virtual version of yourself that lives in a place called Flat. Some people don't even know about it, but aespa does. In both the real and virtual world, they have powers they can use to fight evil. Their first enemy was Black Mamba, who attempted to break the sync between aespa and their eye. Sync is the special connection between aespa and their eye. This is important because if the connection level is high, the eye can come into the real world. They can also become one through a process known as sync dive. There's another character known as Nevis, who is an enemy of Black Mamba and on aespa's side. She has the ability to help or give power to aespa, but lost this power when she came to the real world and reunited with aespa. Apparently, she is supposed to debut sometime soon, and aespa apparently also stole one of her songs. If you'd like a more in-depth look at the story, I will link this fantastic document in the description that explains all of it so far. The wildest thing I found out in researching this is that Black Mamba is Boa's eye, and that's just so wild and incredible to me. Of all the people, I think that's incredible though. Maybe the crossovers are not so bad. In a 2021 Instagram video, the members of NCT 127 posed in a sequence while their new song, Favorite, played. Haechan's shots were different from the other members in that he was so far away from the camera and slowly creeped up to it, all with this extremely dead look on his face. On June 3, 2018, an N-citizen tweeted at Gordon Ramsay a screenshot from a livestream where Mark made a not-so-good egg and captioned it, quote, "My boyfriend was making eggs, what do you think?" unquote, to which Gordon Ramsay told her to get back on Tinder. Inspired by this incident, Gordon Ramsay and eggs are central lyrical points of Mark's song, Golden Hour, where he claims to not know how to make eggs. Gordon Ramsay responded to the song in a TikTok with the caption, "I'm still waiting for my call. Hope the eggs are better now." Feminism in Korea is heavily scrutinized, and women who stand up for their rights are harassed. So when in March of 2018, Irene revealed at a fan meet that she'd just finished reading the book Kim Ji-young, born in 1982, it's no surprise the reception wasn't good. The book is about a girl who faces sexism in her daily life in Korea, and it was very popular, especially among women, due to the relatability and shedding light on the gender situation in Korea. Male Korean fans were outraged. Some of them even cut up or burned their photo cards of her and proudly posted it online. In a YouTube video uploaded in October 2019, NCT 127 members made graphs of how they'd spend a day. Yuta's include 2 hours before sleep, labeled secret time. The only clue he gave as to what he does during this time is, quote, "I turn the light off in my room and then cover my eyes. I'll leave it to your imagination," unquote. Obviously fans, and even the members themselves, were thinking this was something sexual, but in a later livestream, he said it was just reading time. If he said he's closing his eyes, he might mean he's listening to an audiobook. I don't know how you can read with your eyes closed. Chris Wu was a member of EXO from 2012 to 2014. As previously stated, he was one of the Chinese members of EXO to have a dispute with SM. His most infamous controversy, though, is his multiple counts of sexual assault. On July 8, 2021, a young woman came forward on Weibo with allegations that Chris sexually assaulted her and 30 other women and girls, though this number dropped to 8 in her later statements. She stated that he would get these women into vulnerable situations in various ways, such as claiming to hold a small fan meeting, which turned out to be the victim alone in a hotel room with him instead, or promising them opportunities to help further their career or reward them with luxury items. He would often get his victims drunk and/or take away their phones, so no photographic evidence could be taken. Chris denied all the accusations, but was found guilty in court of 2 different sexual assault charges. He was sentenced to 13 years in prison and will be deported from China when he's released. In addition to this, he was fined the equivalent of $84 million for tax evasion. The only slightly positive thing he ever gave us was this moment.
Hey yo, what up, Riize? Hey yo, what's up?